Hello and welcome to the extremely pretty Sutton Courtenay in Oxfordshire, where today me and Alistair are asking an important question.
Yeah, we are. We've got this for a day. It's a classic Mini, it needs no introduction, and we're going to be spending a day with it, aren't we?
We're going to show you what it's like just to enjoy the car for the day, beautiful weather, lovely roads, some nice spots to take some photos, and we're just going to show you how it feels.
Yeah, we've got a nice route planned down to Henley, Marlow, no motorways, obviously.
Nope, no need.
And yeah, so this is our day with a classic Mini. Excellent. Right, well, we've just pulled over in Wallingford Bridge, which is...
that one right there.
That one. It's all very pretty. That boathouse is absolutely stunning. And I thought I'd give you a walk around of what this actually is, because the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed it's not from the 60s. It's actually a 1991 Rover Mini Cooper, and it's got all the lovely Mini Cooper roundels on it. It's absolutely stunning. It's red with white roof, obviously. It's like, you know, classic Mini colours. It's got all the nice roundels. If you come and get a shot of the back, it sits so perfectly. It's got, you know, mud flaps, just all the nerdy stuff that you'd want from it. Motor leader steering wheel, get a load of that.
Hang on. Yes.
Yes, you know, it's perfect. And most importantly, it's got the infamous 1275 engine, so it shifts, doesn't it?
It does shift indeed.
It moves. But yeah, it's an absolutely stunning example, and we're really loving it so far, aren't we? We want it.
Okay, and now we're on the open road.
Yeah.
So we can go further. So,
hello, yeah, well now you join us inside the car.
Inside the car, going for a little drive.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this as sort of as well and true to ourselves as we can. Now, obviously, neither of us in any way is qualified, albeit you can't even drive today, sorry. You're listening to me. But obviously, I'm not in any way a qualified driver. I have no merit against my name to tell you about the dynamics of the car and why it does this and why it does that. I can only give you my viewpoint from someone who's enthusiastic about cars and has maybe driven something of my generation, so 2000s onward. Obviously my car's 2003, so relatively modern cars coming back to this, because even though this is a 90, oh, there is a man on the road. I don't have a GoPro to show you that, but walking blindly on the road. Now obviously this is a 1991 car, but I mean, how old's the original design of the Mini? It didn't change that much underneath, surely, from
late 50s.
Late 50s to 60s kind of thing. So I can give you the comparison between the two different generations of cars, and I can tell you the differences between something that's a bit more modern and something that drives like this. And I think the one thing I would say about it is the fact that you know that the driving dynamics are limited to what it is. I mean, you know, the tyres look like they've been drawn on with a felt tip marker, they're so thin, and the wheelbase is tiny, so it just jumps around and sort of manoeuvres across the tarmac with no level of control that a car that our age group would drive today. But what that does give you is like this sort of wonderful window of, because you know that it's limited up to what it can do, you feel like you're always not ragging it, but you feel like you're properly driving it most of the time.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can feel everything through the wheel, it's mostly always heavy. That's a very sad looking Range Rover. But you can feel everything that goes on beneath it, and because you're driving within its limits, or within what it can do, you constantly access the point of which it's fun. And I think that very nice caveman driving past us, turn off left here. But you just constantly feel like you're in tune with it and you're having fun with it, and it's not one of those cars that you'd want to do hundreds and hundreds of miles on. I can tell you from having I'm 6 foot tall, and from having my leg in the position that you sort of have to have it resting on the accelerator, after an hour or less than an hour you start getting pain either side just from having to have your knee in that position. So it's not, compared to today's cars, a livable situation. But on a day like this, with the nostalgia and the vintage part of it, and you feel so cool.
Oh yeah.
You feel so cool the whole time.
It's one of those cars, you know, we've had multiple people coming up to us and telling us they like it and stopping us, giving us thumbs up.
Because everyone knows what it is.
Everybody, I think that's the main part of it. Everybody knows what this is. It's a bit like the DB5 with the James Bond relation. Yeah. Everybody just knows what the car is.
You don't have to be interested in cars to know that this is a Mini, and also what it represents for us as Brits.
Yeah, true.
The Mini in the UK if it's synonymous around the world, then here it's hometown.
Yeah, it's an absolute icon. Of course, we all know that. And being in one, the feeling of it, the smells of it, the sounds of it. I mean, we've shut all the windows right now so we can talk to you, and we are cooking,
boiling
in here.
Absolutely. We'll just wait till we can get out.
Yeah, it's just, it's such a special little thing.
And I was saying to Alistair earlier that when you drive it on the roads that we have in the UK, like on the B roads that we have, it was the time that these roads were built was about the time that these cars were being made. So it feels perfectly sized. When you're in it, you wonder why cars needed to be any bigger, obviously for practicality and whatever else, but you feel so perfectly sized for the road.
We're right in the middle of the lane all the time, and it just feels, like you say, it feels perfectly sized, perfectly suited. And we are now, we've just gone through Goring, and we are now 29 minutes from Henley. We're having a brilliant day, aren't we, really?
We're having a wonderful day. As a tool for making you feel special, I think pound for pound, this hits pretty high.
You join us now in Henley-on-Thames, which looks like a postcard for anybody who's not been here before.
Yes, sensationally pretty, and I think, if you have the car for a day, as we were saying, you probably would want to take it to sort of like, I don't know, the best of England, but it's beautiful here, like the bridge, just the architecture, it all seems right for a car of kind of this age, and you drive through the town centre and you just think, it's home.
It's home.
It just feels like
looks
home,
right, it feels right, gives off the right vibe.
Yeah. And the drive down here was just like, going through all of the lovely back roads, through the sun, everything just came together. You just sit there in a classic Mini and think, this is the best of British, and it did feel like that.
It did. And now it's the perfect place to turn around, because we're going to start heading back up now, aren't we?
We are indeed.
So
go for a pint.
And go for a pint.
Yes.
Finish the end of the day.
Absolutely. So we'll catch you there.
Yeah. So we've now finished our journey. We've finished our day with the classic Mini.
Yeah, we have. We've arrived at our destination, which is Brill Hill, which is absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of been the theme today, hasn't it? Every single place we've been has been absolutely lovely, and I guess it all just ties into the whole experience we've had with the day. We've been lovely places in a lovely car, and it's made us feel sort of special throughout.
Yeah.
And we got to the top, and there was three. What are they called? MGAs. And the guy was in his leather bomber jacket, and he was doing the pub thing, and it's
yeah.
It's
and
all,
we're going to do the pub
and
thing.
We're going to do the pub thing straight after. Yeah. But sort of sum up how, obviously, because I drove it,
it's such a special.
It's such a special thing, and it's not about the dynamics of the car. That's completely irrelevant when you get to sort of this kind of stuff, and it's the feeling that it gave us throughout the day, and we felt special driving it. And obviously, I think I said this to Alistair in the car, if we had to drive 1,000 miles to Switzerland, maybe we wouldn't love it so fondly, with the right knee hurting quite a bit. But just for British back roads on a day as beautiful as this with the sun out, it was the perfect tool.
Yeah, it was. It really was. So I suppose that wraps it up, doesn't it?
It does indeed. We're going to go have a pint.
We are. Thank you very much again for staying for this long.
I hope it gave you an insight into what it's like to have a day with a car like this.
Yeah, if you ever get the chance.
If you ever get the chance to drive something like that looks like this, anything that's classic, go for it.
Yeah. So, goodbye.
Goodbye.